Hey there. What if I told you that landing your dream job isn't about luck, it's about strategy? Today I'm going to show you exactly how to job search in 2025. I'm showing you every step that's working right now from resume to recruiter calls. So if you're job hunting right now or planning to soon, this will save you weeks of trial and error. And yes, this is my episode 1 of the job hunt series. So hit that subscribe button if you want to follow along. So here's the deal. I'm a software engineer who relocated to US and now diving into tech job market. Things have changed drastically since I last interviewed, but I have landed great roles before, including my dream job which was completely remote and amazing salary. So I'm sure that I can do it again. So whether you're restarting like me or just leveling up, these strategies work. I'm sharing wins, rejections, and everything that's working in 2025's job market. Let's start with resumes, the golden ticket. My old resume was solid, but companies and recruiters now have different expectations. So here's what I did. First, I analyzed more than 20 job descriptions of my target roles, noted the most common skills and tools that they are looking for, and rewrote my accomplishments to highlight those exact skills. But here's the thing, your accomplishments shouldn't be told by words, but with numbers and how it impacted your team or company. So this is how I frame each of my sentence. It starts with what I did and how it helped the company or team. So the work and impact. Every bullet point that I wrote follows this formula, because once you pass the ATS, an actual human is reading your resume. And trust me, they are not reading every word. You get maximum of 6 to 8 seconds of their attention to make them care. Quick question. Do you tailor your resume for every job that you're applying, or you stick with one version? Comment below, I'm curious. And hey, if you want me to break down my full resume line by line in a future video, just say the word. And we didn't have the help of the AI tools like ChatGPT back when I created my resume. But now we do, so make sure to use them. Next up, LinkedIn. Did you know that recruiters use a different version of LinkedIn? Yes, they can filter by location, role, and skill set. So the way your profile is written can literally decide whether you show up in their search results or not. I used to keep mine just updated, but this time I made these 3 targeted changes that boosted my visibility immediate. And within 48 hours, 5 recruiters reached out. And here's exactly what I changed. First, rewrote my headline to match the exact title and location that I'm targeting, because that's what recruiters are typing in their search bar. Second, trimmed my about section to 3 to 4 crisp lines highlighting my value and skill set. Third, optimize the job description under each experience with the right keywords, especially the skills, because this is what fuels LinkedIn's algorithm. But here's something that no one realizes. You have to update something in your LinkedIn profile every single day. Even if it's really small, just tweak a sentence, add a skill, or engage with a post. LinkedIn rewards activity and treats you like an active candidate, which makes your profile show up in more searches. So if your profile doesn't speak the same language as recruiters are searching for, you won't get seen. But once you do, the difference is instant. Now, once you do these steps, recruiters' messages are gonna come flooding. So now let's talk about how to reply to those messages efficiently and professionally. Here's the exact structure I follow while replying to them. First, thank them for reaching out. Second, mention something about the company or the role they have reached you out for, showing that you have done some homework. Third, mention that you're attaching your resume and do the same. Fourth, propose a time slot for a quick call. This saves them time because these are exactly the things they're gonna ask you next. So if you're proactive and you're making their job easier, they're gonna move through the process quicker. I actually have some introductory calls today, so let me walk you through the preparation system. The discussions in these calls are not super technical, so you have to keep things high level because you're not talking to a technical person. So the first thing that you need to prepare for any of these calls is your background. Keep it under a minute or less unless they ask you for more. First, what was the project? Second, what was your role? Third, what tech stack did you use? That's it. That's all they're looking for. So keep it crisp. Next thing, you gotta prepare what you're looking for in your next role. Every single recruiter and hiring manager that I spoke to have asked me this question. So make sure to prepare. Don't say you wanna be customer facing all the time when you're applying for a back-end engineering job. But here's something that I say which you can follow. I'm looking for a role where I can contribute my technical skills, but also step into product thinking, like defining user requirements, working with designers, and collaborating with different teams. I love acting as a bridge between the product and the tech. There you go. Now, these next steps are specific to the recruiter and the company that they are reaching out you for. So you just want to spend like 5 minutes before the call on the company's website, just understanding what do they do and what interests you for that role. Because sometimes they do ask you that question and you don't want to act like you have not done any background work. Fourth, look up their tech stack and see how it overlays your experience. This just helps you in framing the sentences and just highlighting the right skill set when talking to them. Fifth, ask them some questions. It could be related to their tech stack, team size, or just the engineering culture or anything about the company. It just shows that you're really interested and you have done some homework. There you go. And of course, getting these interview calls is only the beginning. The real meat is the interview itself. The DS algo questions, the system design explanations. Honestly, live coding is one of my favorite round of interview. Said no one. But here's the thing, these interviews are like muscles. The first one is rough, but each one after gets easier. You start remembering syntax, your brain starts making patterns, and you don't get as nervous when they say, let's jump into the coding question. So, next week, I'm kicking off my technical preparation, and you're coming with me. We'll go through my exact study plans, what softwares am I using, and what my schedule looks like, and how much time I'm spending on each of these things. Now it's your turn. What part of job search scares you the most? Comment down below and I'll make a future video just covering that part. And if you want to follow along in my real-time journey of job searching, the wins, the rejections, and all the learnings in between, hit the subscribe button. Do it, I'll wait. Done? Done. See you next week for the technical prep. It'll be fun or chaotic, probably both. But until next time, bye bye.